Hello and welcome back to Frogboy X1 Gaming. I'm Andrew, and today we're going to do a little analysis on Horizon Forbidden West, the new update 1.5. This was just released yesterday, so I did do a quick video yesterday talking about this. I've had more time to actually sit down and really look at this and really look at some different aspects, different time of day. Flying versus walking, a little bit of photocam, photo mode or whatever. So my findings are this game is looking like night and day better than what it was looking before. Now you might be thinking, like, did it really look that bad? Yeah, yeah, it looked terrible. Not so. I mean, okay, so there was a lot of different factors leading into why it looked terrible, and a lot of the things that they fixed are like 100% fine with me. I love the way it looks now as opposed to the way it did before. Now, as you can notice, there's still plenty of fog in this game. That's definitely part of the atmosphere for Horizon Forbidden West. Like there's nothing you can do to change that. It's gonna be there. It's part of the world, the atmosphere that they created. Whether you like it or not, it is there, and it is high quality volumetric fog. Like it is. It's thick. It's fluffy. It's everything that you would want to see if you wanted to see that much volumetric fog. So, with me, in my opinion, now it does lead to the atmosphere in this game. Like it really does. It's pretty decent. But the fact that after you're done completing the story and getting through all that, like you kind of just want to be able to look out across the world and see things, and it kind of obscures everything. So I'm not going to beat the fog too much anymore. Like it is what it is. As you can see right now, as we're flying, you are not seeing a bunch of terrain, mountainsides, or any other thing popping in like it used to. So they obviously did something to the streaming to make that better, and it is better. It looks a lot better. It feels a lot more smooth. The way the terrain looks now is a lot more natural. So, in my honest opinion, I believe that they did lower texture resolution for the 1800p mode. I kind of feel like they might have lowered texture resolution in the 4K mode as well. Not drastically on that one, but at least on this one you can definitely tell. And that's not a bad thing. It's actually perfect. That's what they should have done. It looks so much better. It used to look like this weird, like, sandpapery texture on everything, and now the environment, the materials, they look softer, they look more natural, and that's good. That's kind of what you want in an open world game. So now if you look where we're at right now, we're in kind of like a forested area. This area is literally breathtaking. When I was walking through here and I'm looking at everything, kind of panning the camera, looking in the back, this is what I noticed. Now the resolution does appear to be high. Yesterday I said it was about 1440p, and the reason I said it was 1440p is because when you look out past, the line of sight, everything to the mid, everything to where your character is, out to the mid trees, as you can see, like these trees right here that are right in front of us. Once you get past those out into the back area, that's when you can kind of tell that the resolution wise, I believe this is now native 1440p, and then they checkerboard on top of that up to 4K, 1800p, whatever. This looks a lot closer in terms, like when you're looking at this game side by side, and you're switching between the 4K mode and this mode, you can't tell that much of a difference anymore. Like, it is not as night and day as it used to be. Like, it is pretty close, and that is really good. As you can see right here on the ground, it almost looks as if they, like I was saying earlier, they pulled some of the texture back, which gives it a more natural, kind of softer look, and it greatly needed that. Aloy's character looks really sharp, really crisp. Like, it's so incredible just how much more detailed the character looks now in this mode. Now you can see, if you look closely at the hair, and some of the other fabrics and stuff, when I move the camera up and down right here, you can kind of see the instability in the fabric on the little cape thing she's wearing. That's just the checkerboard, I'm assuming, trying to stabilize itself. It is a lot more stable. You get next to this right here, this vegetation, you cannot even see the checkerboard anymore. Like, you can't see it. It's not noticeable anymore. You have to pan the camera really fast to get anything to really kind of show up or to look unstable now. And when you're running in motion, you can't really tell as much because the image now is so much more stable. I don't believe they did anything to shadows or shadow draw and distance or any of that kind of stuff. I mean, if you look back there, out there in the back, you can still see that everything is still, for the most part, shadowed. I don't feel like they did anything to that. The clouds, they still, I think they might have dropped the clouds down a little bit. They don't look as intense as they used to. But that just could be because of the time of day right now. While recording this video, they might be a little bit different. Basically, it doesn't matter anymore because this game looks incredible now. It looks incredible. Like, if this would have launched and they didn't even have of 4K 30 mode, I would have been 100% satisfied with the way this looks right now. The color in here looks great. Rock faces still look amazing. You get the nice crisp detail on the grass, the blades of grass in through here. There's no shimmering no more. There's no fuzziness when it comes to anything. Everything looks crisp, but it looks natural. It doesn't look like, oh my gosh, that's so sharp, it's crisp. It's like it doesn't look video gamey as much. Now, when you get to a point in this game where you get to like the desert area, the desert region, that area is still not my favorite. Still not my favorite. It still looks a little rough over there, but for the most part, when you get to areas like this, they look clean, they look sharp, they look beautiful. Now, in motion, you can't see the fuzz anymore. Everything loads in nicely. The draw distance of everything, it looks a much more, it looks better. It looks smoother. You're not noticing the transitions of like, texture streaming or any of that kind of stuff. You're not noticing any of that kind of stuff loading in. And before this patch, you would notice all the shimmering and all the fuzz that would just be everywhere. When you would pan the camera, when you would look at the ground, you would see the ground shimmer. Now everything remains nice and nice and sharp. Nice and clean. Like, there's no shimmering. And if you look up there at the clouds, I'm kind of behind this tree or whatever right now, but you can kind of see that those ones over there look really good. It's like certain spots that were kind of looking wherever there was a lot of fog, and then you would look up, not fog, fog, but then you would look up. It would kind of look like maybe the clouds were kind of toned down a little bit, but for the most part, like, look right here, like I am actively trying to make these shimmer. I'm actively trying to find checkerboard rendering. Like I'm actively trying really hard right now to make this stuff break up and show me the ugliness, and I'm having a really hard time finding it. I'm not finding it. Like I'm not disappointed with this patch whatsoever. I'm going across the ground right here. The ground's not shimmering anymore. You're not seeing any of the plants in the background back there shimmer. You're seeing everything that it looks clean. It looks good. I am very surprised that this looks this good in the 60 frames a second mode now. I mean, the experts told us that there was nothing that they would be able to do with the image quality in this mode. We were told that that's just the way it is, but here you are, like here we are looking at this right now, and it looks incredible. So that's kind of what I'm thinking. I'm thinking that before it was probably rendered out at 1080p and checkerboarded to 1800p, maybe a little bit more resolution, internal resolution, like lower base resolution, but this right here looks like it's rendered at 1440p. And I do kind of feel like it is a dynamic resolution, because sometimes when you'll pan the camera, you will notice, and that's what I was saying. That's why I was looking at it yesterday, because when I first downloaded it, I was throwing the camera all over the place. I was running. I was trying to find a way to make it not look that great, and like it did. Like, I mean, clearly, as you can see, like texture wise now, this looks pretty good. Like that softer look, that softer tone to the way the textures look, it adds so much more to this environment than we've seen in a lot of games. I would honestly say that this is far more on par with Forza Horizon 5 now, in terms of being able to do the 60 at a higher resolution. Like, this is great. This looks amazing. You can like you have to find really fine detail to notice the checkerboard on this now. Like her hair, up close with the camera, I was able to find some of that checkerboard. But gosh, for the most part, like, it is so hard to find checkerboard rendering now. It's not distracting at all. So I feel like whatever Guerrilla Games did to turn this around, my hat's off to him, man. This makes me happy. I'm very happy with the way this turned out. The character movement, animation, smooth now. The 60 frames a second, just it feels so good. This is like a completely different game now. So I believe I will possibly, I might actually just do another playthrough on this. It took me about 25 hours to get through it the first time. I've already seen most of that, so I could probably get through it a little faster, especially if I'm able to, do New Game Plus and keep all my stuff. So I might actually do that. I might actually go ahead and go through this again and see what the experience would be like playing at 60 frames a second. See if that would make my experience better, because my gosh, man, it was so hard. I could not do it on the 60 frames a second mode prior to this, but now this is incredible. I've looked up and down to try to find things that would make me be like, oh my gosh, no, that's terrible, and like I can't find them. Like, I cannot find a reason to not be happy and excited about this game. So if you've been sitting on the fence for this game for this long, like this is the time. This is great. Like, this is what I expect when I pay that $70 for a Sony first party game. Now, I'm still not saying that this is a $70 game by any means. It's a PlayStation 4 game. I don't think we should have to pay an extra $10 for graphics upgrade. I don't necessarily think that is worth that extra money spent. So yeah, that's my findings. It's 1440p internal resolution, checkerboarded up. It's running at a stable 60 frames a second. It feels good. It feels smooth. So if you like this content, don't forget to like and subscribe. I really appreciate you watching this, and hopefully one of these 2 videos that I post up here on the side will help you find something to watch. So, all right, I'll see you in the next one.